So Marvel's game announced the release, or like teaser, for their new hero shooter game called Marvel Rivals, which is being developed and published by NetEase Games in collaboration with this new games franchise for Marvel. From the gameplay, it appears to be this Overwatch 6-person shooter type, like, oh, get this there, or that type of gameplay. But instead of having hot girls, they instead decide to have Marvel heroes and villains from comics and movies alike. And by that, I mean they randomly pick characters that are popular in the comics, but also make way for some new characters that are only popular because of recent movies. Yes, I'm serious with that. But with this roster, I guess, comes a question of, I feel like there should be more here. Like, with the people they've picked, like, they've certainly done their research, but it's like, where's the rest? Where's the rest of it? This video, I wanted to share with you guys some of my more sleeper picks for characters that they should add for Marvel Rivals. These are more obscure-ish characters, as well as some, like, more mainstream guys that I would think could work in the game. Well, most of them could, if Loki didn't have that one special ability, but we'll get to that with, like, the many characters that have this issue in this list. Basically, I'm just gonna have two sections. Hero section, villain section, where I list off the heroes I think would work in this game, and the villains. Without further ado, let's start off with the hero section for my Marvel Rivals sleeper picks. God, I hope I don't decide to change the name. That would be embarrassing. So for me personally, I feel like with the gameplay scene, I guess, one of the characters I definitely felt missing was someone along the more mythic line, someone who has an ability to control lightning and thunder, maybe? Yeah. So, my first sleeper pick for Marvel Rivals, someone who I definitely want to be in the game, and I know they could have, is Beta Ray Bill. But you may wonder, why would I pick Beta Ray Bill over Thor? One, I feel like Thor is just like that iconic type character that you put in the game, but I also feel like they would decide to put in some more obscure characters. Like, I mean, I don't even know the name of, like, the ice the ice lady. I forgot her name. I'll, like, have it on screen, I guess. But, like, that's an obscure character. Beta Ray Bill is, like, barely that, I would say. Like, a lot of people around the fandom definitely know who he is. And I feel like his design and his powers being so... his powers specifically being so similar to Thor, and his design just being this all-out, like, more wacky, like, would definitely work more for this game than, I guess, Thor. But I guess that's up for them to decide. But if it was a pick between Thor and Beta Ray Bill, I would pick Beta Ray Bill. But if they wanted another mini character like Rocket, they could always go with Throg. Now that's more deep cut. And definitely another character, my number two, well, I guess two, that I definitely felt was missing out on. Other than, like, the basic story being, like, two Doctor Dooms fighting, where's the Fantastic Four? Like, they are not there for being one of the most iconic Marvel groups ever. There's Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four. That's all you know. That's the big three in Marvel team groups, and I feel like their absence is definitely felt a little bit, at least for me. Considering they have a movie coming out next year, and this game's coming out next year, I feel like it would be a good idea to add a member to the team. Now I feel like, look, Johnny Blaze, he's too like simple of a, oh, he shoots fire and he flies, that's Iron Man. The Thing, just another Hulk minus the radiation. But I feel like the two characters that they, in the Fantastic Four, that they could add, that definitely is different to most of the characters' base set, is Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman. I feel like the Invisible Woman's psychic powers could definitely be like a good Reinhardt, like shield type beat, like she shields her enemies using her psychic powers, and like a spy TF2 where she can go invisible and like stab, 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 die, die, die. Whereas Mr. Fantastic, if they added him, they can definitely do a lot with his stretchy abilities. Give him big hands. Bah, bah, bah. That's what he'd do to the Hulk. Well, I guess Bruce Banner. They could use his stretchiness to his ability, I guess. Give him more long range. Make it like a grab attack. He can like grab people from a long way over, pull them over, and then just start beating on them, I guess. This is just like ideas for what they could do if they were characters. But I do feel like we need a Fantastic Four character, and those are the two that I feel like would be more unique to the game's playset. On that note, with being unique to the game's playset, comes my, well, next two characters' submissions. Like, one is definitely, I want one more, but the other one is just like, if you don't make it in. And they're from the X-Men. And this is Rogue. Is that how I say it? Sonic's rotting my brain. Rogue and Jean Grey. Now look, why would I need two for this? Because of that darned fucking Loki ability they showed off, where he stole Black Panther's powers. I want Rogue in the game. I feel like she could be a good addition. But with Loki's main special being that he can take other people's powers, that is Rogue's entire power. I guess if it was her, they could do some like special touch and you drain your life from your bones, but I feel like that is still too similar. And then and then there's Jean Grey. I guess you could have Phoenix Force as her special, and like just base psychic powers as her like main throw, shoot, whatever. But I would prefer Rogue, but that Loki ability kinda puts all of that behind me. Now, one character you definitely didn't know that someone wanted in the game. I feel like they could work fantastically with this whole multiverse shooter thing, Black Bolt. Now, you may be wondering, who is Black Bolt? Well, he is most known for being the guy who got his mouth closed shut in Multiverse of Madness, and he screamed his brains out. That guy. Sound ability is not something that you see a lot. Especially in this shooter, I feel like his ability being that he just like slightly talks. It's just like, yo, and it just takes half the damage. That'd be funny. It'd be like a definitely good shooter mechanic, I guess. Like, more interesting way for them to attack each other than just like generic laser blasts and stuff. Like, I guess that's also what I'm trying to do with these picks, find like different ways to make these heroes uniquely fight each other. And his like special ability could be him just like saying, "Hey guys," and it just like wipes the floor with everyone, like blows them back, destroys environments, whatever. That'd be an interesting one. But also, next pick, we have Galacta in the game. Every planet Eater needs their herald. Silver Surfer. They already have Doctor Strange flying. What about surfing? That's my entire basis for the character, Galacta and surfing, but he is, again, a technical Fantastic Four rep. He could just be himself, I guess. But Fantastic Four rep, and he's a fan favorite. And by that, I mean I love him. Get in the game. Now. Do it! Again, I don't know much about his powers and that. I've kind of been like, whoosh of any of my knowledge of him. But I feel like his, I guess, design and what he does is unique enough for him to be in the game. Plus, I feel like it'd be cool to play as Silver Surfer, don't you? That's just cool. Like, Silver Surfer's cool. And speaking of like cosmic level threats and such, my last sleeper hero pick, I could have done way more, but this is just what I thought on the top of my head. Adam Warlock, Mr. Thanos killer himself, at least in the comics, because in the movies, he was funny as hell. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with him in it. But definitely a more comics-inspired version would be Dandy for this adaptation. I mean, just look at him. In the comics, he's really cool. I feel like his soul, whatever stone he has, it's soul, isn't it? Hold on, let me look this up. Adam Lock Stone. It is the Soul Stone. In the comics. But it is the Soul Stone. That could be some, like, really good, like, he siphons people's health when he shoots them. That could be a good ability that he has. It's like on cooldown, I guess. It's just like, oh, he turns on Siphon and he just, like, takes back, he heals from stuff when he shoots. And I feel like that'd be interesting enough for an entire player base to be built around him. So, you might think I'm crazy, but for the first villain I'd pick, it's MODOK. You know, the fucking, I am MODOK. What is it? Mechanized organism designed only for killing, conquering, conniving. Whatever. I don't care if he wouldn't be fun for the game. I don't care if it's a goofy pick. Give him, like, Hulk's health and, like, unibeams and stuff that he can fly. That sounds fun. Goofy, but fun. I would love to play as MODOK. Not like that's really personal. I love MODOK in general. But yeah, definitely add MODOK to the game. MODOK supremacy, everybody. Woo! Okay, so for my second pick, Taskmaster. This is someone everyone loves. Most people, I guess. I mean, comic readers, not the moviegoers who got edged by having Taskmaster actually be some random ass person, not who we actually like in the comics. But I digress. Comic accuracy is something I will talk about in a later video. But I would love to have him in the game. Give us his shield as like a Captain America type beat, despite him not being in the game. We can throw it around, and for his special ability, maybe we could have something with he maybe copies the fighting style, and copies abilities. Does that sound like someone you know? I don't know, because to me it sounds a lot like Loki's. fucking ability. Remember how I was saying this would fuck me over? It's fucking me. Like, seriously, dude. But yeah, cool character, just not one I see mentioned a lot, I guess, because everyone's more focused on heroes. Whereas, you know, this game has like one villain. Now look, I might get some looks for this, but I think it has been far too long since the Mandarin from any Iron Man, like medium, has been used in an actually good way. Yes, we got that alright, that pretty good interpretation from Shang-Chi, but I feel like we could do better. I want a full Mandarin, 10 rings on his hand, green robes, long ass beard. I want that. I want that in the game. And he can be shooting different, he can have like different attacks for like different powers that his rings give him, whatever, stuff like that. I just feel like it'd be nice for the Mandarin to be like used again, you know? I feel like that'd be nice. Next up, someone else more prominently featured in the Fantastic Four, the Super Skrulls. No, these like really cool type things, just like the Skrulls. I feel like Super Skrull is probably the most iconic version of them, especially the one that is specifically a Fantastic Four hater and constantly goes after their group. That's funny. Loved him in Lego Marvel Superheroes 1. Him just having like all their abilities is really... Wait a minute. Taking abilities. Fuck you, Loki. So anyways, next up, so, these guys are usually quoted with the Fantastic Four, and I just think he's really cool in the Zero Lego games he's been in. Annihilus. Now look, you may be wondering, who the fuck is that? Because I'm also wondering it. He's basically the ruler of the negative zone. I think that's what it is. Basically, he has a staff. Create matter, differ matter. That could be cool. Plus, his design rocks. I can just imagine that in like the style that they've chosen for the game. Pure bliss. It'd be amazing. You know what would also be amazing? One of my other favorite Marvel villains in a game, Ultron. Now look, you may be thinking, he's too similar to Iron Man. Nuh-uh. Maybe we could have him also have his like invulnerable like little shield as an ability. He usually attacks with his like unibeams from his mouth, and I think they're a lot cooler looking than Iron Man's unibeams. In my opinion. Like, they look sick. I want to specifically bring up Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That show, the Ultron design, the first one anyway, that went hard. I loved how they did the mouth work, I guess, and I'd like to see that emulated in this. I feel like Ultron would be a good pick for this roster. I guess that's why I picked him. But I don't see much people like bring him up because I guess we got Iron Man. But Ultron, anyways, last pick of the video. Someone no one was thinking of. No, it isn't Radioactive Man. No, it isn't. It isn't Howard the Duck. It isn't Fing Fang Foom. It isn't Ant-Man. It isn't anyone else. It isn't Thanos, Ronan the Accuser, Kang the Conqueror. It is, by far, the Marvel villain that everyone wants in this game right now. And that is Arnim Zola. Arnim Zola would be an incredible pick for the game, because Arnim Zola has a big flat screen TV for a face on his chest, and he's a robot. Arnim Zola. But yeah, that's who I would want to be in Marvel Rivals when the game eventually comes out. Comment down below who you would want in the game, if you're interested. And so, give a like if you like this kind of stuff, like this kind of content. I'm going to be doing it a lot more, because I'm actually bothered now. So stay subscribed. If you aren't already, do it now. But yeah. Well, I'll have a video when Marvel Rivals releases, so stay tuned.